Hello, everyone. My name is Brennan Marr. That noise you're hearing is my ventilator. Welcome to Only What You Take With You, my Tuesday show, presented by Page Turners They Were Not, my Star Wars podcast. Um, I wanted to talk a bit about a few news items that have recently been announced by reputable sources, sources you can trust. The big one I wanted to talk about is the so as many of you know, Ray Stevenson, who played Baylan on the Ahsoka series, sadly passed away shortly afterwards. It was a very sad moment because well, not only did Ray Stevenson have a amazing career, um, he also was absolutely perfect, I think, in the role of Baylan. Baylan, I think, was probably the best thing to come out of that series. And I love that series. But he was the best thing. And I think even some people who maybe didn't like the show liked him a lot. And so sadly he passed away. Now the question was, what's going to happen now? What are they going to do with the character going forward? There were three options. One is to write him out of the story completely, which I think would have been a huge mistake. The second was to replace him with CGI, you know, kind of the deep fake. That would have been a bad idea because they've done it a few times. Or in the case of Leia, used unused footage, but had to use CGI to put her in the scene. And I don't think that would have worked either. A lot of fans, including myself, have been saying they need to recast him. Believe that that is absolutely the best decision. And that's what they decided to do. They are recasting him. I believe that the character is more important than the actor. And I'm glad that they decided that his story needs to continue. So they have recast him. Um, without giving any spoilers, the end of the Ahsoka series demonstrated that there was more to his story. What that story is, I don't know. That's a mystery. So the the actor has been replaced by another actor named Rory McCann. Rory was in Game of Thrones as the Hound, a character that was unlikable at first, and then eventually became a beloved character. And Rory McCann played him very well. Rory is another big guy, big, tall, big shoulders, like Ray Stevenson was. And even though he will not be, what's the right word? You can't replace what Ray Stevenson did. No one, I think, would be able to do it as well as what Ray did. But Rory McCann, I think, is going to do just fine. Certainly, we all had our list of who should play the character. Rory was not one that I even thought about. But as soon as it was announced, I said, yeah, I can see that. So yeah, I think that he's a good I don't want to say replacement, but I think that he is a good choice. And I believe that this news, even though it is not officially from Lucasfilm, comes from some very believable source, the Hollywood Reporter, and so on and so forth. The Ian Snyder and all that. So that's one piece of news. As far as the rest of the news, there hasn't really been anything official other than tonight will be the final episode of Skeleton Crew. And then in 3 months will be Andor season 2. Star Wars Celebration, the big Star Wars convention, will be in Japan this year. In April, I think. And they are probably, even though they haven't said anything, they're probably going to announce new projects. I'm particularly interested in the next animated project. I heard a rumor, and you gotta be careful with rumors. You have to be careful with rumors. But there might be 2 animated shows in development. Um, Regardless, I'd be happy if it were just one. I am very interested to see what direction they go with the animated shows. I've said it before that I would like a show about Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy. And I've heard other people say the same thing. That way you could get Mark Hamill to come in. Mark Hamill is already an incredible voice actor. He's been doing voice acting for almost 40 years. It would be neat to be able to get him in as Luke, but as the voice of Luke. But then again, when they announced the Bad Batch, I said, oh, I wanted something else. But then I ended up thinking the Bad Batch is amazing. So whatever they announce, I'm sure will be good because their animated shows have been amazing. So regardless, I don't know what's next for animation, but I trust that it will be really good. Those are really the only things I wanted to talk about. And so those are my thoughts on the news of recasting Baylan and what might lie ahead for animation. But we'll need to wait until Star Wars Celebration to really get the news, I think. At least I think that's what we're going to get. But regardless, those are my thoughts. My name is Brennan Miller. That noise you're hearing is the ventilator. Thank you for tuning in to Only What You Take With You. Presented by Page Turners They Were Not. My Star Wars podcast. May the Force be with you.